to my channel. If you're new, I'm saying welcome. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I post new videos here. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the screen with my friend Chirengo Chinda. Chirengo is a final year medical student from the University of Port Harcourt, and today she's going to be sharing with us the effective ways to study in medical school. I know we all have our different methods of studying, but there's no harm in grabbing a thing or two here to add into the method you have already. So we'll be diving right into the video, and don't forget to stay to the end to watch the video and to get inspired, like really get inspired to learn more things. You know, we learn every day, so stay tuned. I'll be seeing you towards the end of this video.
Okay, hi, my name is Jo+admiration, and I'm a final year medical student of the University of Port Harcourt, and I've been asked to talk to you about best ways to study effectively as a medical student. Personally, I don't think there's one way to do the study. There are different ways to study. What is important is you finding out what works for you and using it effectively. So I'm going to be going through some methods that I think could be okay for some people. For some it might not work, and it's not necessarily that you have to try everything. Just look for what works for you, like I said, and use it. So first of all, I think attending of class is very important. Some people might disagree, but it's my opinion though. It works for people, it doesn't work for others. Some people like attending classes, and because that's where they get their information firsthand. Someone like me, I find it easier to read after I've heard. So because that way I understand better. So why others, they don't really need to hear anything. All they need to do is open their book and read, and they are getting it. So for those people, they are fine in that class department. Then I would also want to talk to you about reading your notes, your text, materials, whatever it is. Just read. Just read. Now, it's important that we try to make it a habit to read every day. At least 2 hours every day. It's okay. That's what they say, Sha. Well, I tried it, and I think it's good because you don't necessarily like cover everything per se, but you're not empty too at the same time. And at the same time, while you repeat this stuff every day, depending on how many courses you're offering, while you repeat constantly, you find out that it helps you remember better with constant repetitions. So I would say reading your notes or your textbook or your material, whichever one is available for you, just read. Because they said when you hear, a certain percentage is stuck in your head. When you hear, a certain percentage gets stuck in your head. When you read, it increases. When you read again, like keep reading, it gets from the short term to the long term. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just keep reading, and eventually it gets to your long-term memory where you don't have to stress yourself to remember it. Then I would also like to say you should try and make notes. Some people find it better while reading, they jot things down, while others they don't like writing at all. Anything that'll make them write, they run away from it. So whichever one works for you. You might be the type that likes to write down things. Please do. If you're the type that you're not really writing, but at the same time it's not helping you to just read, then please try and form the habit of writing, because it's going to help you. Then I would be moving on to where your environment where you read. Now, there's some people who will tell you that, you know, I'm referencing some people because, like I said earlier, there's no one way. There's no one way to study effectively. You just have to find out what works effectively for you. Now, like I was saying, there's some people that will tell you that they can read in a club, like at the peak of the music and the dancing and partying, they can still study effectively, and they'll still be able to tell you what they read. Well, if that is you, good. If that is not you, please don't try it. Don't try it. See, your environment is as good as your study method. If you're the type that likes a noisy place, fine. But I think it's preferable if you read in a quiet space, because you actually hear yourself, you understand yourself. Although sometimes it gets boring when it's in a quiet place, because I mean it's too quiet. So sometimes you can like put in a little bit of song, like maybe a classical instrumental, whichever one you say, want to say. So you could actually do that just to help you still stay alert and awake or something. And sometimes the sleep might just be too strong. Just sleep and wake up refreshed and feeling better, so that you could actually do more work, if you get what I'm saying. So I would say it's preferable for you to study in a quiet environment where you can actually understand what you're reading. But if you're the type that can study in anywhere, everywhere, at any time, good for you too. Just find out what works for you. Okay, then there are some people who memorize mnemonics, like if it's not in mnemonics they cannot remember. Well, it's good. Just look for a way to relate it to things that happen commonly around you, so that way you remember them when you need to remember them, and not relating them to abstract things, because that way it gets difficult. And sometimes you might find that some people will remember the mnemonic and not remember what it actually means. You get? So try and relate it to things that occur commonly around you or in your life, so you could remember. And and there's some people that they can't really form mnemonics on their own. They remember it better when someone else forms it. Either way, just do you, my dear. Then there are some people who too, they have photographic memories, so that way they look and they remember. They don't necessarily have to like spend a lot of time reading, cramming, memorizing. All they need to do is have a glance. But in the case of the visuals, I would say having a diagram is what will be preferable for them. Now, let's say you have a pathway. A pathway will be easier than cramming like just a text written, continuously. So if there's a way you could maybe understand maybe a pathophysiology, and you need a diagram, then maybe you could form your own pathway, your own flow chart or something, or a diagram that would help you remember it, because you don't necessarily have to see a diagram in the textbook. If you find out that understanding what you're reading is difficult without the diagram, then you could form your own diagram, flow charts, whatever works for you, pathway, you get, just for you to understand what you are reading. Okay, and like I was saying, like I said earlier, there are some people that just hear and they remember. It's good. And those kind of people, they just want you to keep talking to them about certain things or certain topics. So that's what works for them. So just keep listening. But then at the same time, one of our lecturer once said that when you learn something or when you read something and you teach it, it sticks better. So not just listening to someone, you should also learn to teach them or teach another person, so that you will find out what you actually know, what has actually consolidated and what has not. And then you can go back to just a little brush up. You get? Okay, then studying in groups. There are some people who will say they don't like group studies because they do better work while studying alone. Either way, you just have to find out what works for you. And then it is advised that when you want to form a group study, that you do it amongst people who are not your close friends, because when you do it amongst your close friends, you find out that you get easily distracted and then you do less work. But when you do it amongst your close friends, you find out that you do more work. So it's advised that you do it amongst your close friends. And then for people who are seriously struggling to study, they try reading nothing, they try memorizing diagrams, flowcharts, it doesn't work, even hearing doesn't work, please ask for help, because it's obvious some of us can't do this on our own. So it's important you find out when you should just go and ask for help. If you've tried, please to ask for help. And then while trying to study, meet up with your timeline so you can pass your exam and all. Also remember to take care of yourself. Like you can form a habit of walking, evening walks, or gym, or early morning runs, anyone that will be suitable for you, or whichever one you look forward to, you can just do, because at the end of the day, it's whoever is alive that will read. And don't say that in pidgin. But it's when you are healthy that you can actually do all these things to help yourself. So while trying to study and be at the top of your class or pass your exam, always remember, eat healthy, try workouts, take walks, jog, do exercise, just to stay healthy, just to keep living. Reading is for the living, studying is for the living, medical school, medical doctor is for the living. So I guess what I'm trying to say at the end of this whole long boring talk is that you should just find out what works for you and apply it effectively, and that way the sky will be your starting point. Do have a nice day. Thank you for your audience.
So thank you so much, Chirengo. Thank you for inspiring us all, because like you said, note taking is really very effective also in studying, not just in medical school, studying in groups, reading your notes, attending classes. These are really very important study methods. So I hope we all try to use this. I know some of us use this in our daily lives, like for school and other things you're doing, but we really need to put more effort, because studying requires hard work. Honestly, it's not easy to study, but it's fun in a way. So thank you, Chirengo, for that wonderful message there. I'm really grateful, and I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. So I'll be seeing you in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.